Sri Swami Vishwananda. Swami Vishwananda, Sadgurudev Sri 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 Swami Vishwananda. Guru Narayana Jaya Hare Vittala, 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 Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda, 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 Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda. Guru Narayana Jaya Hare Vittala, Guru Narayana Jaya Hare Vittala, Guru Narayana Jaya Hare Vittala, Guru Narayana Jaya Hare Vittala. Om Avatara Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devagarasamjataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanave Namaha, Om Chinmayaya Namaha, Om Guru Murtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaaya Namaha, Pujakaय Namaha. Om Namo Narayana Mantrapasakaya Namaha. Om Swaramayaya Namaha. Om Advaitaya Namaha. Om Krishna Sankirtana Gopaya Namaha. Om Stutrapriyaya Namaha. Om Mitabashine Namaha. Om Vakmine Namaha. Om Chitakala Visharadaya Namaha. Om Radharaya Namaha. Om Sarave Namaha. Om Jagatpantaya Namaha. Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha. Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha. Om Surdaya Namaha. Om Anukulaya Namaha. Om Niyaya Namaha. Om Sudarshanaya Namaha. Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha. Om Premamurtaye Namaha. Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha. Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha. Om Swastidayakaya Namaha. Om Tarakaya Namaha. Om Anugrahaya Namaha. Om Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Architaya Namaha. Om Artaya Namaha. Om Siddhipradaya Namaha. Om Janardhanaya Namaha. Om Manoharaya Namaha. Om Mahakshaya Namaha. Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha. Om Atmalikaya Namaha. Om Vikachana Priyatsakaya Namaha. Om Siddhi Sadanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om Omkarupasakaya Namaha. Om Sukshmaya Namaha. Om Vishukaya Namaha. Om Satvikaya Namaha. Om Samadarshine Namaha. Om Dakshaya Namaha. Om Achityaya Namaha. Om Niramkaraya Namaha. Om Nirmohaya Namaha. Om Avyagraya Namaha. Om Chitakrodhaya Namaha. Om Vinayashilaya Namaha. Om Savashaya Namaha. Om Kushalaya Namaha. Om Kshamaya Namaha. Om Satyadharmaya Namaha. Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha. Om Viraktaya Namaha. Om Atindraya Namaha. Om Satyasandaya Namaha. Om Pavitraya Namaha. Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha. Om Suranandaya Namaha. Om Nandanaya Namaha. Om Prasanatmane Namaha. Om Bhaktanikaye Namaha. Om Sakshaye Namaha. Om Samatmaye Namaha. Om Sadayagine Namaha. Om Haraye Namaha. Om Sutapaya Namaha. Om Saumyaya Namaha. Om Bhuyaya Namaha. Om Vimuktanmaya Namaha. Om Gambhiraya Namaha. Om Guptaya Namaha. Om Admaramaya Namaha. Om Srinivasaya Namaha. Om Devaya Namaha. Om Tyutidaraya Namaha. Om Dhanyaya Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Guruvatikramaaya Namaha. Om Gahanaya Namaha. Om Bhagavate Namaha. Om Arishanamagadashakaya Namaha. Om Kutasajakatakaya Namaha. Om Abhiprayaya Namaha. Om Sarvamatasamathyaya Namaha. Om Kshamayakatapavatakaya Namaha. Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Yato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Pradivya Sapta Dhamadihi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Vedna Idure Padam Samodamasya Bhagum Save Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Adabhyaha Ato Dharmani Dharene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yuchasagaha Tat Vishnu Parama Padagum Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Divina Chakshuratanam Tat Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruvagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Vishnu Madhusudana Ketapale Narayana Chutati Vikrama Chakrapale Vedyadi Sajadara Shivara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Hare Tava Suprabhata Shri Rukmini Sabhavana Sari Murare Radesha Gopisha Swarupa Brahmati Vandya Shri Varakasaya Vaikuta Pate Bhuvanika Murte
Agyanatimirandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Shakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurudev. So today we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 29, verse 37. Shri Udava Uvacha Vidravito Moha Mahanda Karo Yas Ashrito Metava Sanadinatat Vibhava Saho Kimnu Samipatagasya Sitam Tamobihi Pravantiya Jadya. Shri Uddhava said, O unborn primeval Lord, although I had fallen into the great darkness of illusion, my ignorance has now been dispelled by your merciful association. Indeed, how can cold, darkness and fear exert their power over one who has approached the brilliant sun? So this is taken from the conversation between Uddhava and Krishna that starts off with Krishna, similarly to the Bhagavad Gita actually, explaining Arjuna different yogas. Explaining Uddhava in this case, different yogas. And Uddhava at some point tells Krishna that it's getting too complicated. He says, for the restless mind, these yogas might be a bit too difficult to practice. And that's when Krishna tells him about bhakti. And this chapter actually, it's really, really beautiful. As I was reading through the different verses of the chapter, I was finding so many verses that I could talk about because they are so beautiful. It's the chapter 29 of Canto 11. And this verse itself that I chose, it really highlights two things. The first thing is Uddhava's humility, because Uddhava is not just a normal person, and he still attributes all of his success in life to Krishna. He says, I was in great darkness, in great ignorance, but because of Krishna, I am not anymore. And this is already something we can take from our lives, because very often whenever we achieve something, whenever we attain something, we quickly forget the role that God had, the blessings of God in that success. But Uddhava didn't. And further, he says that how can cold, darkness and fear exert their power over one who has approached the brilliant sun? So in a way he's saying, not only Krishna takes me out of this situation, but he also, in a way, vaccinates me to not fall into this condition again. And this is true. Once we know the Guru and once we know God, there's no turning back fully. You can try, but once that something inside of you gets touched, there's no forgetting it. And the way he explains it, he concludes it with the lack of fear. And that's what I would like to talk a little bit about today, is this fear that people have more and more in the world, I would say nowadays. And we are very lucky because as spiritual people that we are actually given lots of tools to deal with the natural fears in life. But still, we have it. We can have it. We can feel this fear very often. And can be fear of falling on the path, or fear of not being good enough, fear of losing our reputation, our status, our seva, fear of having our relationship with Guruji not being in the position where we want it to be. There's so many things that actually consciously or subconsciously we are afraid of and condition what we do in our day-to-day life. Fear of what other people think, that's a big one. And so I was thinking a little bit about this recently, and the the thing with fear is that it comes from the mind. And coming from the mind, it's something, because the mind is hard to control. Very often these fears are also very hard to control. And the ego, as we know, likes something very much, which is to control. The ego needs to have control over things. And what we fear the most is the unknown, is this unpredictability of things. It's precisely the lack of control. And that's what the ego hates. And fear is born from our wrong identification. Because again, we know that we are a soul, that we are part of God, that we are eternal. So what really is there to fear? But because we come here and we identify with our limited body and with our limited mind, then many things actually become worthy of our fear. Anything that harms our body or that has the potential to harm our body becomes something we are afraid of. Anything that has the power to subjugate our mind becomes something that we are afraid of. And Krishna said in the Gita, verse 23 of chapter 2, the Atma, weapons cannot cut it, fire cannot burn it, water cannot wet it, and wind cannot dry it. So again, if we truly have faith in this, if we truly have faith in what we are, which is a soul, what are we afraid of again? And this need to preserve our condition is, again, very much what fear is. This need to hold on to things. And when you think about love, love is precisely the opposite. Love is not about holding for ourselves. Love is not about preserving things. Govind. Love is about giving. Love is about surrender, detachment, and giving. And so these two things cannot go hand in hand. When you are afraid, you're not feeling love. So it becomes something we have to address. Many years ago, there's a funny story about the dangers of fear in a very practical way. So I told this story before in a satsang many years ago, but to make it short, I decided to go one night to the forest with a friend. And we went very deep in the forest and it was very dark. And all of a sudden we start listening to some noises. And these noises were, first we think it's a person, but then it becomes clear that it's probably an animal and it's very dark. We don't see anything. We are there just talking and we become very silent. We want to listen to this sound, see what's going on. And it's coming closer. It's coming closer. It's coming closer. And at that point, it's clear that it's an animal because of the pattern of the sound. But we don't know which animal it is. It could be anything. And because we don't know, probably if we would see which animal it is, maybe it's, it could not be too small, but maybe it was a dog or a cat or some harmless animal. But in our minds, it's the most dangerous wolf or bear that can exist, and is coming for us. So we go away from that place, and we think that somehow we escaped. So I start walking in a new direction. I'm in a part of the forest that I don't really know anymore, and I start walking in a new direction, and now this sound comes back, and it's right in front of me. It's super loud, right in front of me. And I don't see it, but it's there. There's something there. So I become very scared, and I start running away like crazy in the opposite direction, into the darkness. So I'm running super fast. And what happens is, in that moment, I'm so scared that I lose all my judgment. I just run. And I was lucky because I went off road and I just got stuck in the bushes. I could not move anymore. I get completely stuck and I cannot move. So eventually we managed to leave the forest. But the point is, when something happens like this that you become too afraid, you can say that this fear in the beginning is a good thing, yeah? It's making you run away from something that has potentially to harm you. But in the end of the day, it's still something that you need to have under control. Because the same way I ran into these bushes, I could have run into an abyss and I could have died right there, just because you lose full discrimination. You allow this fear to take over yourself fully. Similarly, on the spiritual path, all these fears I was mentioning before, if you allow them to take over, you can go into a place that you don't see things clearly anymore. And that's very dangerous. And there's a nice story of Krishna and Balaram. Once they were in the forest also in the night, similarly to the story I just told, and they decided to stay there, to stay the night in the forest. And but Krishna said to Balaram, look, we should not sleep at the same time because it's dangerous out here. It's good when you stay awake, I'll sleep, and then whenever you want to sleep, I'll stay awake, and we like this, we make sure everything is fine always. So okay, Balaram said okay, so Krishna went to sleep, and Balaram stayed on guard. And eventually Balaram, similarly to my story, he also started to hear some sounds. But he was a bit braver than me. So instead of running away from these sounds, he actually went to investigate and see what's going on. But as he was coming closer, the sounds were becoming much louder, and he understood that these sounds cannot come from any animal or from any human. And they were very scary sounds, like proper roar, like thunderstorm, something very scary. And he started to be afraid. And this demon, because it was a demon in the end of the day, saw Balaram and he started to come towards Balaram. And he was really a nasty individual, ugly, scary. And Balaram, being the great warrior that he got really scared. And when he came face to face to that demon, what actually happened was the demon grew and grew in size, kept growing. And Balaram got more and more afraid. And he got so afraid that he ran away and he ran to Krishna. He didn't run into the abyss, he didn't run into the bushes, but he ran to Krishna. And he came to Krishna and he was like, Krishna, there's this huge demon. And he was so scared that he passed out, that he just fall asleep. And Krishna was like, okay, let's see what this big demon is all about. So Krishna went to look for the demon, and he found the demon, but Krishna was not scared. Krishna was not scared at all, and so the demon was trying his best to scare Krishna and roar and growl and do all the things that would scare somebody. But Krishna would just ask him, what do you want? What do you want? And this demon, seeing the lack of effect that he had on Krishna, he started to become smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point that Krishna could grab him and put him in his pocket. So Krishna went back, and in the morning, when Balaram woke up, Balaram remembered and he told Krishna, Krishna, what happened? Did you see that demon? And Krishna said, which demon? This one. And he showed Balaram the demon. And it was very small now. It was not scary at all. And so this story, of course, is symbolical for the different problems we have in life that we give too much importance to. And that sometimes a little problem, a little issue, if we choose to focus on it, if we choose to make a big deal out of it, it can become huge. And then it truly becomes a problem. But Krishna shows that where he is, you don't need to be scared. And there's this famous saying that, you should show instead of showing God how big your problems are, you should show your problems how big God is. It's a little bit what happened here. And we need to live in a way that, because there are some fears still, despite all of this, there are some fears which we as spiritual people, we can have a little bit of. And those are the fears that I think can propel you forward, that can motivate you to move forward. This little anxiety that you may have whenever you're not doing the right thing can be a good thing also. So, for example, the fear of not doing enough, the fear of, dying without having attained the Lord, these are things that have the potential to motivate you and on the spiritual path. And we have to live in a way that we are always ready to die with a clean consciousness. Because if you would die tomorrow, let's say, or if Guruji would decide not to be with us anymore tomorrow, would you have any regret? Would you have any bad feeling inside of you? And that's something I think when we think about, we become afraid, because maybe the answer is yes. Actually, I didn't do everything I wanted. I didn't do my best. And that's not good. Like Aditya was sharing yesterday, this Prabhu, which is very sick, and he gave the example that of the runner, that whenever he finishes the race, he thinks, do I have still some energy left, or did I give my all? And this is the thing. We need to live consciously that we are giving our all to God, because if we don't, we will regret it, and it's not going to be a good feeling. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we need to be perfect. We don't need to now stress too much that, oh my God, I'm not perfect. I didn't do everything right. No, that's fine. It's part of the process. It's normal. The life is a learning process. And Krishna says in the Gita something very beautiful. In chapter 9, verse 30, he says, if even the most sinful person worships me exclusively with devotion, he must be regarded as a saint, for he has rightly resolved. So there's always a chance to rightly resolve. And I think we as devotees, we all have done that. We all have rightly resolved. We all have put God in the center of our lives, made him a priority in one way or another. And so it's not anymore about the past, about what we have been doing, about the time we wasted and the mistakes we made. We start every day with a clean slate. We start every day and with the possibility to honor this verse and what Krishna says. And Guruji says you can chant the name of God 1,000,000 times and attain nothing. And you can chant it one time and attain everything. So it's about position ourselves in that position that we can chant it once, at least once, and attain everything. And to truly live means that we have to accept also everything that God throws in our path. And that means that sometimes we will experience things that we don't like, and it means that sometimes we will have to suffer, and suffer a lot. And that's fine, and that's part of life. Just recently, we see Guruji's tweets. He has been talking a lot about the Sikh gurus and their relatives and their inspiration, and how many of them have died as martyrs. They were tortured. And one thing that Guruji wrote actually yesterday, he said, the search for the true meaning of life is attempted by very few until the end. However, a life devoid of love, true and everlasting love, is truly a miserable one. Yet, how many people choose to live without giving any importance to love? Too many to count. So many people have come and gone. Their lives made no greater mark in this world than a faint line drawn in water, disappearing almost as quickly as it appears. But there are some who go far beyond what society dictates or regular life demands. Such people rise to great heights and become extraordinary examples for everyone for ages to come. As long as the world exists, their selfless love stays on, and its divine energy sanctifies all those who hear of their deeds. So, a devotee never dies, in the sense that we see all these saints. This didn't happen to them. They were not just lines in the water that disappear after they passed. They stay with us forever. Their inspiration, their teachings, their life example, it will never go away. And just now, recently, Guruji made a new cabinet in the Saints Museum with his devotees. And if you go there, you will see pictures of some of his devotees that passed away recently. So it's not just those saints that lived 500 years ago that have the chance to experience all of this. We are very much fortunate by having Krishna in our lives, by having the Guru in our life. We too have the opportunity to be an example and to be an inspiration to other people. And the thing with these saints is that they don't allow their mind to come in between their heart. They don't allow their doubts, their ego, their fears to hinder their spiritual path too much, to be such a blockage that they give up. They keep pushing, no matter how hard it gets. They suffer, but they don't suffer for the world, they suffer for the Lord. And therefore their suffering becomes a sacrifice. It doesn't become meaningless. And sacrifice, actually the etymology of the word sacrifice comes from Latin and means to make sacred. So whenever you're sacrificing, whenever you're suffering for God, actually you're doing something sacred instead of something mundane. And this is what happens when we are in this state. We stop seeing things as being mundane. We stop seeing things as being just coming from the world, and we start seeing everything coming from the Lord. And when we are in this state, then we need not worry about anything, because everything comes from the Lord. Everything is all right, and everything is going to be all right. This is also what Uddhava realized in the verse, that once you come in contact with the Lord, once you see what he says to be this brilliant sun, then everything is all right. All the ignorance is dispelled. And there's no more fear. Beautiful thing, the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 78, Sanjay concluded the same thing. Sanjay said, "It is my firm conviction that wherever there is Sri Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, and Arjuna who bears the bow, there will be always victory, wealth, success, and good judgment." And here we can say, yes, but it's Arjuna, Arjuna is very special. No, this is, the Bhagavad Gita, Guruji said, was not given to Arjuna, was given to all of us. And Arjuna here symbolizes the true devotee, the sincere devotee, who holds the bow, which means who is willing to fight, who is ready to fight for the Lord. And the devotee may try to get away from the Lord, may try to escape, may try to put himself in a little box, but the Guru, the Lord, never leaves the devotee. And whatever we are going through in life, whether we are sitting here in the temple, listening to satsang, whether we are doing puja, or whether we are singing, or whether we are in our lives, going to grocery shopping, cleaning the house, going to work, taking care of our family, Or whether we are in very difficult situations, whether we are depressed, whether we are suffering, whether we are in an hospital bed. One thing is for sure, which is that the Lord is always with us. That's the promise that Krishna makes to Arjuna. That's the promise that Guruji makes to his devotees. He's always with us. We don't need to worry. All we have to do is call him like Draupadi did. Let go of the ropes, let go of our ideas of what needs to be. Just let go and call for him. Like we need to seek his counsel like Uddhava did here in the context of this verse. We need to seek his friendship like Sudama did. Seek his love like Radha did. And seek his shelter like the gopis did when Indra was very upset with them and Krishna came and lifted the mountain, Govinda, and lifted Govardhan. And when he lifts Govardhan, we have to take shelter. We cannot look at that little boy with his finger up and think, yeah, maybe he's holding the mountain now, but I'm sure when I go underneath that mountain, he's too small, the mountain is too big, he's going to drop it on my head. No, we cannot think like that. We need to understand that that little boy that lifted the mountain, what he's doing is not normal, what he's doing is very special, and we have to trust. And only when we trust fully and we put ourselves under the mountain, then we qualify for what Krishna says in the epitome of the Bhagavad Gita itself, the Charama Sloka. Krishna says, abandoning all dharmas, surrender to me alone. I will take care of all your sins. I will liberate you. Have no fear. Jai Gurudev.
Sarva Amrita Navaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Bhutaphrteshwarnath Mandir. Simolo Lakshmana Bhagwan ki jai. Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Bhagwan ki jai. Sri Radha Krishna Kanilal ki jai. Avatar Kriya Babaji ki jai. Sri Ramanu Jaichari ki jai. Prem Simolo Sadgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki jai. Om Krishnaya Govindaya Gopichandvalabhaya Parama Purushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Ushadastri Shastrani Samara Samara Dityor Mocha Mocha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasadashanaya Dipti Jvala Prite Sarvajik Shavana Humpat Parashmai Parabrahmane Paramjyotishe Swaha.